Hey everyone, welcome back to the Preset Biz channel. Today we're doing a remake of Love You Better by Julian Jordan, which was requested by one of you guys, and this is a bit more of a deeper house kind of style for him, because normally his stuff's like really heavy festival main stage stuff, but yeah, we're going for like a deep house vibe with this one. But yeah, let's jump into the production and see how close we can get. So I've decided to start with the bass because this is the main element in the song. It's like the main driver. And as you can see, there's like a lot of octave jumping within the MIDI itself, so you get like a lot of that groovy deep house kind of vibe with this. But this is what the first preset sounds like. So this preset's called Alone, and it's from Piano House Volume 1, which we'll be linking down below, as well as anything else we use in this video. So moving on to the second preset, we've got this one here called Effeminator, which adds loads more FM harmonics into the sound. And I'll run through some of the processing in a minute as well, so you can get a bit more of an idea behind that. But this is what these two layers sound like so far. So I've actually gone and layered the Effeminator preset from before again, but I've changed the cutoff on there just to give it a slightly different character. But it seems to work with all three of the sounds together so far. And then finally, our last element on the bass is called Love, and this is from Car Music Volume 3. And it's just adding a bit more top end to the sound to really cut through in the mix and just give it a deep house vibe essentially. So in terms of the processing on the bass, we've got some CLA as always, and it's doing a fair bit of peak reduction. So it's kind of maxing out between -7 and -5 dB in peak reduction, so you get more of like a squashed sound. And then we've got this preset for the kickstart sidechain. I'm using the second one, the classic chain, and I'm using 60%, which is kind of different to normal. And that's because this song feels really unsidechained actually in the mix. It's quite like in your face, there's no ducking going on at all. And then to follow that, we'll also get all the other elements within the same sidechain preset, so you get like more of a unity kind of sound rather than different sidechain presets going on. Alright, so next up we've got the brass stabs, which are quite a prominent part of the mix again, and I've taken these ones here from Car Music Volume 3, and it's more of like a synth shot rather than a brass stab, so I think this is probably like emulated within Serum or something, so it gives it more of like a deep house digital vibe. So as far as the processing goes, we've got some EQ at the start, just to, remove any sub 100 Hz stuff, so you don't get any of that low end that you don't need. We've got some distortion as well, because I felt like it was maybe a bit under in the mix. I wanted to just kind of grit it up a bit and get it sticking a bit above the rest of the sounds. And then we've got some reverb as well, just putting a light, or I guess kind of heavy amount of wet. And this is just helping to give a bit more release to the sound, so you get more of like a smooth brass stab. And then of course we've got the same kickstart chain, so everything sits as one unit. So let's move on to a key part now, which is the drums. And these are really groovy, deep house kind of vibey drums. And I've gone for this kick here from Main Stage Volume 1. As I just felt it was just clicking through in the mix and didn't have too much of a sustain, so it wasn't really interfering with the rest of the bass and brass we've already got. So the next element is the claps, and these again are really simple, straightforward. I've just gone for this clap here, number 19. A little bit of pre-shift, so you get more of like a smacky sound and it sounds a bit more organic. And then I decided to dive into Piano House Volume 1 for the hi-hats, because I just felt like if we're doing a deep house kind of song, it really makes sense to grab like a classic UK house kind of hi-hat. And open hi-hat number 3 just felt like it was the right one for this. And we're doing some quite heavy compression again on the drums, so you really get like in your face drums. Alright, so let's now look at the brass stab reverse we've got in the second half of the drop. Just before, it's like a little transitional element. And what I've done to get a really smooth sound is taken the exact same sample as what I used in the actual sound itself and just reversed it so you get a really smooth brass stab. Okay, so the final main element is this really, really subtle sound. It's a pad sound which I basically missed until I listened to it over and over again. It's a really subtle pad which has got a massive attack on it and then a big release, so it's a really smooth sounding. It takes a little while as well for it to come in with the attack, but this is called Touch, the preset. It's from Main Stage Volume 1, and here are the chords for it. So they're like really minimal, choiry, kind of stringy pads, and yeah, this is what I felt was perfect for this song. So in terms of the processing, it's really simple. I've cut all the bass on here because I just felt there was no bass information needed. Okay, so to tie it all in and really get the impact on the start, we've got some crashes, which are from the Main Stage pack. And again, I was really closely like auditioning all the sounds from here because I wanted to make sure it was really close to the original. Okay, so we've listened to everything separately, but let's go and take a listen back to the whole thing and also get the acapella in there so we get a real good idea of how close we got. Let us know down below what you think as well, if you think it's close or not, and what you want to see in future videos as well. Drop that in the comments. But yeah, let's go check it out.
Take away the pain, baby, I'm the cure and you'll never be the same, 'cause I will love you better. La 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 la, love you better. La 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 la, love you better. La 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 la, love you better, 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 better.
So that was the remake for Love You Better by Julian Jordan. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I think a lot of people are probably wondering about the vocal chops on this one, but I think these are probably made maybe with some formant shifting going on, so you've got like a bit of a lower kind of tone to the whole vocal, and then just a lot of chopping up, maybe a bit of distortion on there as well, so you get that kind of fluty vibe to the sound. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure you smash the like button if you did, hit subscribe if you're not already, and let us know what you want to see in the next videos. But until then, we'll catch you guys in the next one.